disappointing to lose the last 2 games in the manner we've lost them in the last seconds. There was a little premonition when we run the fake punt. We got the fake punt in every week, and if they give us a look, Coach Wagner's our special team coordinator, and all he's ever asked me is can we do it anywhere? And I'm like, yeah, do it anywhere. And so he gives the player sees. Max saw the look and called it, and it worked perfectly. And Gunner did his job and went across and took the destroyer with him, and we were clear sailing, and then we trip over each other. And right then I said, this is not going to be our type of night. So fight and scrap our way back in. You got what you want. You got no timeouts. You got to go the length of the field. And you're willing to give up yards. Just tell everybody to stay in front of it. Keep everybody in front of you. And guy ran a little post corner, and our corner went with the post a little bit, and the quarterback stepped up, eluded a sack, and stepped up, and he threw it, and they caught it, and that's the way it went. So I think I don't know if there's any other ways we can lose this year, but I feel really bad for the guys. I felt because they, I thought they played hard. I thought they didn't play as well as we could have played, but give Eastern a lot of credit for that. But you just scratch your head sometimes and go, what else do we need to do? Fought through a lot of injuries, to get to this point. And 2 weeks ago we put ourselves in a position to make a chance to go to the playoffs, hopefully get some people healthy, and we're really 30 seconds away from being there. If you look at 7 seconds against Western New Mexico and then 23 against Eastern. So as hard as it is, it's the sun comes out, and you go back to work, and we got a heck of a road trip this week going to Simon Fraser, and the way we're going to travel, and I'm hoping that we're going to do some fun with the guys too. We had planned on doing that anyways, so let them run around Seattle for 2 or 3 hours and get a little taste of the Pacific Northwest, and play a Simon Fraser team that's a lot better than an 0-8 record. They're getting better every week, and I think playing the competition in the Lone Star has helped them quite a bit, in all honesty. I mean, so it's as disappointed as we are, and we're very disappointed. Life throws some stuff at you, and you learn from it. And to me, it's how you handle it is what makes your mark as a person. So.
What was the coverage you guys had on that final touchdown for Eastern?
It was don't let anybody behind you, and we did. That's basically what it was. We were playing our basic quarters coverage, and he's the corner is, 3 yards behind the guy, 4 yards behind the guy, and when he cuts on the post and he starts running that way, and he puts his foot in the ground and goes back, and it just took a little bit. I think our corner looked like he took his eye and put it on the quarterback, and the quarterback's starting to scramble, and he probably relaxed, but give them credit. The guy threw a ball and put it right there in the corner of the end zone, and they went and caught it, and they still have to make that play. But it's pretty much just keep everybody in front of you, and just a lapse in judgment.
Offensively, you guys seem to really get it going a lot better in the second half. What was the difference for the two halves?
I really think that they came out very aggressive. They came out blitzing quite a bit to start it. Took a little bit for us to get used to what they were doing, how they were doing it, and they were, I don't say off tendency, but they surprised us on some of them. I thought, I don't know if I can say this, but I'm going to, the officiating was, I thought they were holding our receivers, and we weren't getting those calls. But when you're not getting those calls, you got to adjust to it and find a way to get rubber outs and things like that. One of the interceptions, our receivers ran the wrong routes, and we got picked, and there's just a couple of mental errors that hurt us a little bit. But I think they came after us and to start out, and we weathered a storm and went in at halftime and thought that we were starting to gain control of the game, and then they blocked the punt, and it's funny, I talk about momentum to our players all the time, and the momentum of a game and what happens, and if you don't start fast, you're gonna have to fight the whole way. And I got home and couldn't sleep Saturday night, and I'm watching the college football final, and Sonny Dykes is on there at TCU, and he says, the momentum in this game swings. And so then I started kind of looking at their game, and they're, especially in a rivalry game like this, the momentum swings. You better take advantage of it, and they did. They blocked the punt and scored a touchdown and went up 17-14, and we go down and score and make it 21-17, and never thought we had it won. We knew we had to stop them. We had some chances. We got a guy to knock a ball down. Thought he had a chance to get a pick, but just above his head. But he was able to get hands on it, knock it down, and so it's just, you just what else? What other ways can we approach things, do things? We practice that stuff all the time, and they made the play and we didn't. So that's what it looks at.
I know it's not necessarily the focus, but you guys did have that great drive that Nick led right before Eastern West Coast touchdown. What did you see from them on that drive, Nick? And obviously Bogartis breaking that tackle again at the end.
I wish Noah would have fallen down about the two, but no, I think that you saw leadership and maturity from both those guys, a willingness to not give up. I think we've shown that all year, but on that drive it was, because they had some things stacked against them on offense, and Nick's he's a gamer. He's a competitor. He hates to lose, and Noah hates to lose, and they're going to, do everything they can to win. And they knew they had to. They knew that, and our offensive line knew they were going to come with pressure, and knew things were coming, and they stood in there, and we went down and did what we had to do. They just made the last play. So you look back at the year, and I'm extremely proud of our guys for how they compete. Every single game, it's a one-score game. And the two that aren't, with Western Oregon and Angelo, we're driving to try to tie the game and throw a pick six. So it's not like that, even with all our injuries, even with all the adversity we've had to face, I mean, we're clawing at the end to stay in games. We got to learn how to not have to be in that situation at the end of the games.
And speaking of Nick, that was his last home game here for WT. Was there any word shared following
that? Nothing that I'm going to share with you guys, but you just knew it was a guy that laid it all out there, and I could say that about a lot of those guys, almost every one of them. Left it all out there, and all you tell your guys in that situation is, if you can walk out of here and know that you did the best you could, then you should be proud. And I think there's some guys that we called out this morning that didn't, and there's some guys that did. So I think that's how you got to look at it, and only they know. Only those players that can look in the mirror, and I tell them all to be thumb pointers. I'm held accountable for it. I'll take accountability for it. But you know what? Every once in a while you do too. You got to point the thumb at yourself, or you're not going to get any better. You're not going to improve. If you go through life blaming everybody else, then it's not going to be a great life for you.
Normally this week you might look as kind of a trap game to be in the final game of the season. The way the season's going, how amped up is the guys going up there?
I think they're pretty excited to go up there and play in Canada, until I told them it was going to be about 25 degrees. and they just dropped. And it's going to be tough to get them up for this game. You're going in and on paper it's a game that everybody that's not at our practices or doesn't watch the film like we do thinks we should walk in there and walk all over them. But when you're coming down and have lost 2 games the way we've lost them, we got to get excited to play again. And that's kind of why I think you call it a trap game. I think it is. I think Simon Fraser is, again, they've gotten better every week, and they're going to continue to get better. But I think the good thing is we're going to go in our group and be on that trip together and not have to worry about any outside distractions, and just enjoy our team one last time, for this year. So that's the way I'm approaching it with the team, and ask them this: how do you want to be remembered? 5-6 or 6-5?